Not that much. Okay.
All right. Did you say channel your inner Andy?
Yeah.
That's what you said? Oh, man.
Let the idiot come out, not the whole thing.
Hi, and welcome to Lab Rats. I'm Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
Hey, who's this guy?
This is John Kelly. He's from HP.
How you doing, John?
I'm doing great.
You're a TV guru at HP, aren't you?
Guru, it's not on my business card, but I'll accept it, absolutely.
We're very lucky to be here today in Toronto at the HP Digital Living Room. And behind us, of course, is one of the most beautiful televisions I've ever seen. And in the next few shows, actually, we're going to do some more TV technology. But today, high-definition television. What exactly does that mean?
The alphabet soup of digital television. You got 480p, 480i, 1080p, IP. Well, let's not go into IP, but we're here to find out what all of those letters and numbers mean.
That's right. Let's get started, though. Tell us, John, about the resolution of the television we've seen over the last 20 years. What is it called?
Well, the television we've been watching for the last 50 years or so is analog, okay?
Right.
And the standard in North America is NTSC, which means 480 lines resolved on a screen, interlaced. That's what the I stands for,
Okay,
480i.
so wait a second. So there's 480 lines of light that are drawn on the screen every 60th of a second, correct?
I knew I was holding chopsticks for a reason. Let's use these to demonstrate
Yeah,
here.
that's right.
Okay, so we've got the lines that are drawn. The first one is drawn.
Right.
And then instead of the second one drawn, as you'd expect, it draws the third one, and then the fifth, and then the seventh, and so on. And then it comes in and fills them in, second, four, like that. And it does that so quickly, it looks like one picture, but really it's two pictures sort of alternating back and forth.
The amazing thing is this, so the odd lines will draw in a 60th of a second, and then the even lines will draw in the next 60th of a second, or 1/30th of a second, you see the whole picture draw. But it's kind of this flickering effect. And it kind of, if you look, actually you can't really see it with the naked eye, can you, John?
You can't. It's done so quickly that it looks like a complete image.
But this is called interlace, correct?
Interlace.
Right. Now, there's an alternate technology called progressive.
Yes.
And that's very important. So tell us, what exactly is progressive?
Unlike the alternating lines, progressive scanning basically reproduces the entire screen in one fell swoop. All the lines are resolved at the same time.
So we talked about the odd lines drawing the first 30th of a second, and the even in the next 60th. But in the 1/30th, basically all lines draw all at once.
That's
kind of
correct.
like a window blind.
That's correct.
Now, what's the effect?
Much smoother image, much more enjoyable experience, particularly if you're watching anything with motion. Sports is an example. Much more smoother, enjoyable experience. It's basically the net result.
And that is 480. Well, if we go from 480i to 480p, what do we have? What do like people out there who watch television every day? What do they call that? What's the resolution?
DVD resolution.
There you go.
Or enhanced definition.
Oh, is that right?
television.
ED is not erectile dysfunction television.
ED, when you talk digital, it's ED.
ED.
The 480p
Okay.
resolution. Yes.
So DVD is twice the resolution of our traditional NTSC technology.
Yes.
Ish.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
It's a better image. It's
Right.
definitely not HD, but it's better than standard analog. And NTSC, by the way, is North America, Asia. We have also PAL as a standard broadcast system in Europe and South America. We also have CCAM, by the way, in France.
right.
So all very similar analog broadcast standards.
I understand PAL's slightly better.
Slightly more.
Our European viewers go, PAL's the best!
And our Australian viewers as well.
And Australian
Indeed.
viewers as well, absolutely.
Yep, more lines resolved, but
Right.
very similar in terms of what the end result is.
Okay, so that's the baseline. So we haven't even got to HDTV yet, right? We're looking at 480i. That's that traditional television we've been watching for the years and years. We've got DVD. It's 480p. Double the it's just technically double the resolution, isn't it?
Correct.
And now HD. Let's talk about HD because that's kind of exciting.
HD is where all the excitement is. That's where all the talk about TVs is today. Right. HD really, I get excited about it because it really is revolutionizing the TV marketplace. Right. It provides great end user benefit, consumer benefit, great immersive viewing experience, lifelike clarity in terms of the images, beautiful sound as well.
Now, does that mean more lines?
More lines. So higher resolution is one.
Right.
Okay. And within the HD standard, there's actually 3 formats.
Wait a minute, second. It's a standard. Standard's supposed to be 1.
Well, this is complex stuff. Can be confusing,
Okay.
but there are 3 formats that are within the HD standard, which again is a digital standard.
Let's test Sean. What are the other 3? What are the other 3?
There's 720p.
Correct.
There's 1080i.
Right.
And there's 1080p.
Correct.
And I'm interested to find out why we've gone back to interlacing for 1080i.
Well, 1080i was the first HD standard, so that was the best possible resolution, the most number of lines resolved on a screen, 1080. The way to do that at the time was interlacing, and it's still being used today in terms of broadcast technology, HD signals being broadcast at 1080i. 720p offers that progressive scanning, and it's great, reduced flicker effect, great for motion, great for sports. And actually in the US market, you see some broadcasters like ESPN, Fox, using 720p as their standard, particularly for sports broadcasting.
Okay, so I'm out there, I'm going to buy a television, and I'm going to look at the spec on the box, and it's going to say one of the three standards. It's going to say 720p, 1080i, or 1080p. So how do I figure all this out? What does all this stuff mean?
Well, first of all, checking the resolution is important. So
yeah.
one of those three formats, if you want an HDTV,
Yeah.
you must have one of those three formats.
Okay, so let's say it says 720p on the box.
That is a high definition capable display.
Right, so it's drawing 720 lines all at once.
Correct.
So it's not quite, actually it's about a third better or two-thirds better than DVD quality, theoretically.
Right.
Okay, so what happens if I just tune in a channel that's broadcasting 1080i? Do I see anything on my 720p?
You definitely do. All HDTVs, those three formats, will take whatever signal's coming in, HD signal, and convert it to what they can display. So if a 1080i signal's coming in, a 720p set will be able to display that signal.
All right.
What if I'm actually seeing something coming in at 480i? Well, how will that look?
The old technology.
Yeah.
Can we see our old television shows?
Well, HDTVs won't be able to actually improve the resolution of the signal. It will up-convert to the resolution of the screen, so it will improve the image, but because the source content is still at 480i, it can't truly improve the resolution. You'll get a better image than you would on a standard CRT tube, but it's not affecting the source image.
So who's broadcasting in 1080 lines progressive? Because that's what you want, isn't it? I mean,
That's true HD resolution.
Right.
However, there's no broadcasters broadcasting today in 1080p resolution.
There is not.
There is not.
So how far away before that starts to happen?
We'll see that happen over the next several years, next 5 years, for example. However, consumers can access 1080p content over the shorter term.
Right.
You think about Blu-ray DVD players, HD DVD players, even gaming consoles that support high-definition DVD. That's coming out in the next couple of years, and in fact, in 2006, by the end of this year, you'll see some of those technologies on the marketplace. So, for example, with a DVD player that's HD DVD, you can get 1080p content, a movie, your favorite movie, and play it on a 1080p set and enjoy true HD resolution.
It seems to me there's going to be a lot of really angry people, because if somebody's gone out and said, I'm going to go get a 720p set, and all of a sudden somebody in 5 years starts broadcasting in 1080p, people are going to feel ripped off. They're going to be like, but I spent $4,000 on a 720p set 5 years ago. I mean, is that going to happen?
Well, again, it all boils down to what are you trying to accomplish here? Today, HD signals are available by a wide variety of broadcasters, but they're not always available. They're not available 24 hours a day. So if you want to get into HD, the way to get into it is 720p or 1080i sets. 1080p, when that broadcast availability increases over the next few years, sure, there may be some trade-offs, but again, it's with anything, what do you want to watch HD today, or do you want to wait? I guess that's the challenge. There's much more HD content available today. Canada, the US, other areas of the globe. So you can enjoy a terrific experience today without having 1080p content available.
So no matter what standard you buy, your device will tune to that content?
It certainly will.
Right,
absolutely.
Okay. So you don't have to go buy a 1080p television set right now, because that's going to be the most expensive in the marketplace today, right?
It'll be the most expensive, and there's more and more coming onto the market, but most expensive, and it's definitely the best future-proofing decision one can make. But trade-offs.
Right.
So you mentioned at the moment there's a bit of a mixed bag, because all of the broadcasters haven't swapped all of their programming over yet to 1080, to either 720 or 1080. So there's still the 480i resolution programming out there. When is it going to happen that they flip the switch and all of that stuff is gone, all
So
switched
the old
over?
analog 480i type broadcasts will be around for a number of years. In the US market, for example, the FCC has mandated that the analog signal be turned off by 2009, February 2009.
All right.
So there is still long life left in your analog TV set.
So in 2009, will we have to throw our old television sets away?
If you're a U.S. citizen, no, you don't, because the broadcasters will stop broadcasting analog signals, but you can still use your analog set. What you would need to do is purchase an external digital tuner. And that's a key factor for if you want to enjoy HD, you need that digital tuner.
Right. That's in the US. Or is that worldwide?
It's worldwide. If you want to enjoy HD, you need a digital tuner, whether it's in a set-top box or in the TV itself.
Now let's talk a little bit about international, because I know that we have people from Sweden and all over the place, right, Sean? Australia tuning in on this podcast. So how's HD going to be impacted outside of Canada and the US?
Well, it depends on the jurisdiction or the geography, but generally speaking, HD broadcast and programming is becoming increasingly available in Europe, in Australia, in Japan. Certainly, there's millions of subscribers to HD programming in Asia. So it's a growing trend around the world.
Right. The other thing I wanted to point out too is that it's not just about the picture. We're talking a lot about lines of resolution. We talk about 720p and 720i, but there's actually audio. Audio is a big part of the HD spec.
Indeed, it rounds out the entire experience. So the HD spec includes Dolby Digital 5.1 audio.
So what does that mean, 5.1 audio?
5.1, so you have four surround sound speakers, a center channel for dialogue, plus the 0.1 is the subwoofer for bass.
Oh, I see. So 2 in the back, 2 in the front, 1 in the middle, and then that 0.1 you said was it's the big bass box.
Subwoofer, correct.
Very good. And ultimately now, how long before $1,000, Sean was talking earlier about spending maybe $1,000 on an HD, how far away are we before we spend $1,000 US on an HD TV? Because that maybe is most families' thresholds.
Sure. And I know Sean is very frugal, but he shouldn't have to wait because there are HD sets available at the $1,000 US mark today. Right. So for example, an LCD high-definition television with digital tuner built in can be purchased for approximately $1,000. Now that range will go from $1,000 and up the scale beyond $5,000 depending on the technology and the screen size, but it's very accessible today. And if you look at research on HD, consumers, certainly in the US market, more than 50% are planning to purchase an HD TV in the next 12 months. So they may or may not end up buying one, but the intent is there. It's what people are talking about, and really it's because it can change the viewing experience, make it much more of a richer, enjoyable experience.
Now that I know that they're so cheap, I'm actually off to buy one as soon as we finish taping.
Absolutely. So HP is selling them now. HP is not just in the printer business anymore, it's a television company as well?
That's right. HP is a IT company, but it's also an imaging company, so that's why we're in the TV business. We're selling LCD, plasma, as well as reprojection products, and looking forward to terrific growth as HDTV takes off.
Right. So you could be getting your new high-def TV from HP. I know, what would we send people if they wanted to learn more?
Go to www.hp.com, and if you're in other geographies, just select your country and
off you go.
Off you go.
All right. Well, that's it for Lab Rats for this week. Couple of footnotes, Sean. What do we want to send on our website this week?
Well, to the forums again. We did that last week, and Ted was so happy about that.
Yeah, he was.
So go there again. labrats.tv/forums.
Right. And don't forget, we always love to hear your feedback on this and other episodes as well at feedback@labrats.tv. Well, I guess that's it for this week. Thank you, John, for taking us through HD. And
my pleasure.
Thank you for this is the digital living room, it's called, right? Here in Toronto.
Yeah, we'll see a bit more of that in an upcoming episode.
So very good. Anyway, that's it for us. I'm Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And we'll see you next time.
Are you ready?
I'm getting crumbs everywhere.
Whose idea was this?
What's that?
Whose idea was this?
Your idea.
Oh.